When my first son was born, my wife and I, we spent about 2 months in the neonatal intensive care unit. When your child is sick, you will do whatever it takes to bring them relief. I saw parents, husband and wife, leaving their jobs and their interests to focus entirely on the health of their children. This is similar to what happened in the second sign that John records Jesus performing. Let me set the scene for you. Jesus was in Canaan. He had visited Capernaum approximately a year earlier. A nobleman, a royal official with position of power, traveled from Capernaum to Canaan to ask Jesus for help. We are told that he besought Jesus. He begged him to come and heal his son, who was at the point of death. Human wisdom and skill could do no more. And as a last resort, the father made this trip to Canaan, hoping to persuade Jesus to return with him to Capernaum and heal his son. According to Desire of Ages, the nobleman even arranged for a private interview with Jesus. Now, here's where the story takes an interesting turn. Jesus responded to the man's request by saying, "Unless you people see signs and wonders, you will never believe." John 4, verse 48. What did the man say that prompted such a response? According to Desire of Ages, the nobleman had made his acceptance of Jesus as a Messiah conditional upon granting of his request of healing his son. But Jesus knew that the man's faith was imperfect. Don't get me wrong. The man has some measure of faith, or he wouldn't have come to see Jesus at all. But his faith was far from perfect. The nobleman's plan to believe in Jesus as a Messiah, if he could first see him perform a miracle by healing his son, but Jesus required him to believe before seeing a miracle. Faith that is conditional upon God granting us our specific request rests on a weak foundation and will fail when God, in his wisdom, chooses not to grant what we ask for. The nobleman asked again, this time with an amount of transformation, and Jesus granted his request, but not in the way that he had expected. He had begged him to come to Capernaum, but Jesus simply told him, "Go your way, your son lives." Did you catch that? The nobleman required to leave without any visible evidence that his request has been granted. His faith was put to test. He had to accept the gift by faith, believing that he had received what he came to ask for. He had to take Jesus at his word. If we believe that Jesus is the Christ, then we will see the glory and the miracles of God. But if we insist on seeing miracle before we believe, we may not believe even after witnessing them. This is exactly what happened when Jesus healed the man at the pool of Bethesda. And more about that on tomorrow's nugget. And that is the nugget. Thank you for studying. I will see you tomorrow.